What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and we have an absolutely terrifying new legendary hero in Gemstone Legends. It is Medusa, and I'm excited to talk about this one, so let's dive in. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so Medusa is a legendary green hero, which I thought was kind of unique. I would have expected her to be like purple or something like that. But I think green fits her as well. And as you can see, they did a nice job tying in her color to that mirror there. Once again, I've been really thrilled with the art they've been coming out with recently. It's been absolutely amazing. So let's take a look at the hero herself and see if she's good, if she's usable, what synergies there might be with her. I am looking at her in the lexicon, and so these are the base stats you see here. What stands out to me the most is her absolutely high defensive stat. So, I mean, the HP and the attack is fine. I don't think that the attack matters so much as far as her special goes. But you do want her to be alive for the synergy she creates around statuses. She does have a pretty high speed stat there, and the mana gain at 22 means a full set of caster equipment will set her off after only 4 tiles. Keep those things in mind as you're deciding what equipment to use. She certainly is a candidate for needing a full set of caster equipment. And then, of course, we've got the specials here. She's an HP leader in guilds. Not one that's used a lot, so I wouldn't really worry about the leader ability there. If you don't have a lot of speed heroes, that's a good one for any kind of HP types of synergies you might have. For example, if you have other heroes who deal damage based on HP, you could potentially use her in guild-related battles. And I actually think that those other heroes that deal damage based on HP might be a good match for her. Here's why. The specials. So, the first one says, two sides of a mirror, removes all negative statuses from an enemy. That's interesting because that would usually be like a positive thing, right? 100% chance to remove one positive status from an enemy 10 times. That's like the most positive status removal I've seen in this game. That's pretty incredible. It is from one enemy, so not the whole team, but you are potentially clearing some just really difficult to deal with statuses. Then she inflicts freeze on a single enemy for 4 turns and grants vampirism to all allies for 4 turns. So vampirism, of course, is going to gain your team health if they deal damage. And this is where I think she pairs well with those HP damage dealers. If you're having to set her as the HP leader, you probably want that. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. If you're not using her as the HP leader, use any heroes that deal a lot of damage. So I like nuke teams. I think that she could fit on a nuke team that's just dealing a ton of damage to the other team. And if they're doing that, they're going to gain a lot of HP off that because of the vampirism here. So there's a couple of things just getting paired in the ultimate here that I think are really important, and I think always underestimated when it comes to heroes like this. And that is, she's doing what she needs to do as far as increasing the damage output of the team while healing at the same time and getting rid of really difficult to deal with statuses. So yes, while she removes all negative statuses from an enemy, and that initially concerned me, you would absolutely be using her in a situation in which the positive statuses are harder to deal with. So I think she's probably going to be a better offensive hero than a defensive one. But certainly this is going to be fine on defense too. You just want to be able to control and pick who that hero is that you're removing the positive statuses from and freezing. But as we know, and it's 4 turns. That's a lot of turns. We don't usually see freeze for 4 turns. That's incredible. You're basically creating a situation where it's 5 on 4 or 4 on 3, depending if it's Guild War. And when you start to outnumber your opponent like that, they can't win. I mean, it's very unlikely that they win. You can actually beat a lot tougher teams using a hero like this. So she's not going to make a lot of the gains as far as damage dealing and actually beating the opponent, but she's going to be the core of a strategy that's trying to control the opponent. So you're going to bring in probably 2, maybe even 3 other heroes that are meant to just do the bashing. You use her to open up that crease where your other heroes can come in and just annihilate opponents. While I like nuke teams, and I do like that all the allies gain vampirism, there definitely is the possibility that she's even better on sniper teams. So those heroes that really focus on bashing one hero, and then you just go through their team one by one, taking out heroes. And she allows that to happen. Sometimes when you take those individual sniper heroes, they have a problem punching through things like taunt and stuff like that. Well, she's going to undo that strategy that the defense is trying to use to protect themselves. Really elevating the sniper strategy. So do consider that. I think it's a really interesting special there. Let's take a look at the passive here, a Broken Beauty. Heals herself for 5% max HP for each status removed by her special ability. At the end of her turn, inflicts mana leech on a random enemy for 3 turns. If she's above 70% HP, all enemies' healing abilities are decreased by 20%. So there's another synergy you can have there if the opponent has like healing on their side of the board too. She's going to nullify that to some extent. And then of course, if you max the skills out, then you get this mana gain increased by 1. And do note that I am looking at Medusa in the lexicon, so that means that all the abilities are maxed out here. But yeah, so I don't think the passive's like too compelling. It's kind of like boring stuff actually, but it's all impactful stuff. So it's stuff that's going to be happening on the board. I think a lot of people are going to forget about what the passive does here who are playing against her, and it's just going to be like, why am I not gaining mana like I'm supposed to? Why am I not healing like I'm supposed to? Why do they never seem to be dying? Like they just keep gaining health over there on the other side of the board. So people are going to forget about this passive, and when you add all those like little things up, they do have an impact. All right, well, I would like to summon for Medusa, so I'm going to jump into the altar here, and I got a bunch of scrolls. I might use like, let's say like 25. Maybe like 30 gold scrolls, and then maybe 1 platinum scroll. So I don't like to spend all my scrolls at once because they just come out with such great heroes all the time. I at least want to give myself a chance at every hero that comes out. And so, yeah, as you know, if you've been watching my videos before, I'm going to like skip through these a lot because this video would be like 2 hours long if I was going to review every 3-star and 4-star hero. So I'm going to go through a lot of the 4-star heroes too. Although, as you know, again, having watched my videos, there are so many excellent rare and epic heroes in this game. You can absolutely take them to 6 stars, and sometimes the epics are better than legendaries. All right, what do we get here? All right, Tessix. Right on time, an excellent epic hero. Tessix is really great, especially if you're just starting out in Gemstone Legends. Also, let me know in the comments how you plan to use Medusa if you get her. I always like learning from the community and what synergies and strategies you have around her. I would use her as an offensive technician, basically, to root out those really difficult to deal with types of defenses. She's not going to match up against every defense, but definitely some hard to deal with ones. Particularly hard to deal with ones. All right, Laurent. Welcome, Laurent. That is a giant sword you got there. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Is it another Tessix? No, it's his brother, Ikes. That's funny. All right, I'm going to do 4 more of the gold scrolls, and then we'll try a platinum one. And here we go. It is a rare one. All right. Let's jump back here and try a platinum one and see what we get. And it is not Medusa. It is Elidor. Elador is a pretty good hero though too. He's another great one to start out with. So anyway, that is my breakdown and my summons. I wish you better luck on your summons. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.